Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host Aaron Coe.
What's up? Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, today is Thursday, March 25th. We have our first WOJ FEST ever. We'll basically just
WOJ FEST.
WOJ FEST. We'll be scrolling through Woj's timeline, going through the NBA trade deadline and all of that. But first, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29, and then obviously subscribe, like, comment, all the YouTube shit. But before we bore you too much, let's hop into the WOJ Fest.
WOJ
I guess.
Fest. Are the Sonics coming back?
No.
Ben, I don't care. I'm gonna fall asleep during
That would be the Woj nuke. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But regardless, there is actually some genuine interesting news.
A bunch of guys I don't care about moving from team to team that I don't care about.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But we'll talk about it still. It's our
WOJ Fest.
WOJ Fest.
Here we go.
WOJ Fest. Here's the deal. Bulls get All-Star Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Amino for Otto Porter, Wendell Carter, and 2 first-round picks. Lonzo Ball was mentioned in trade talks. It was announced that he is not going to be traded.
Why were they moving him? Why were they trying to move him? Like, he's a young player on a team that you're building.
LeVar was talking shit, and also
here's a shock.
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. Right now, his value is like super, super high, and if you don't think that he can develop I disagree with the idea that they should trade him now that he has a good 3-point shot, but just playing devil's advocate, if you know.
What are they going to trade him for? A bunch of picks that aren't going to pan out?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't like them trading him either. I would love the Bulls getting him, just for the Bulls. I mean, it's not like I'm a Bulls fan, but I think that'd be great for them.
That's a guy out of USC that I thought wasn't very good. Remember UW shut him down?
Yeah,
and
UW
sucks at basketball.
Yeah.
So how good can this guy be? Who cares?
No, he's nice with it.
I
Admittedly,
know he's had a good season.
Admittedly, I have not watched any Orlando Magic games this year. I don't think.
Me either.
Yeah, so I can't really. You look at the stat line and it's really good, but at the end of the day, he's been the all-star on a really shitty team. So it's but. He's going with a young core, two all-stars on the Bulls now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think, expect to see them in the playoffs this year.
Da Bulls.
Congratulations, Bulls fans. I'm going to say it right now. Congratulations, wow. You made the playoffs.
All right.
So, yeah. All right, moving on to the next Woj bomb. We have Denver agreed to send Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a first-round pick, big pay, for Aaron Gordon, who I would say is potentially the most underappreciated player in the NBA right now. I'm not saying, he doesn't deserve a bunch of hype because it's not like he's improved a ton over the last few years, but they have done absolutely nothing to fit guys around him. They've been moving him around a ton. He's been moving between 3 and 4. They haven't given him a sturdy role in all the time he's been there. He's been locked in there for 7 years. I'm super excited to see him with a playmaker like Jokic. I gave the expectation to see the Bulls in the playoffs. Expect to see a lot of really fun lobs from Jokic to Aaron Gordon.
I like his name.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
He was. Do you know Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
He got paid big by Arizona, went to the league, got robbed of 2 dunk contests, and because of that, the NBA lost potentially one of the greatest dunkers of all time forever in the dunk contest. By the way, right. I saw a great tweet. I think it was by Dragonfly Jones. I might be wrong about that, but he said every year the dunk contest is like a slot machine. And you can either get, dudes doing, under both legs over a mascot, or you can get guys blowing kisses at the rim. And yeah, so anyway.
Far away from the rim.
Yeah.
All right, WOJ Fest.
WOJ Fest.
Keep it moving.
Yes. Okay, next up we have just another minor thing. Boston getting Evan Fournier, We have Troy Brown and Mo Wagner to Chicago for Daniel Gafford and Chandler Hutchinson. I'm not even going to give opinions on these because I don't give a fuck. Nemanja Bjelica to the Miami Heat. Now, this is potentially going to go down as the most underappreciated. No.
Could cause some problems.
No.
Okay, good.
Also, Myers Leonard is not on the Heat.
He's not?
He got traded to the Thunder.
Oh, okay, then it's okay then.
Yeah. He got traded to the Thunder, like, immediately.
Thunder, that's perfect. You know people in Oklahoma don't love the Jews.
Oh, yeah, no. And also, you know why the Thunder did it?
No.
They got another second-round pick, bringing them to 17 firsts and 17 seconds. Guess how many years? So, obviously, typically, 17 years, you have 17 firsts, 17 seconds. The Oklahoma City have 17 of each. Guess how many years it is? I don't know if you've seen it.
I don't know. 6 years.
It's 7. But
okay.
Yeah, you fucking
you oversold it. And the pressure was on. I didn't know what to say. I knew it was a short time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
they're gonna have like 3 basketball teams.
Yeah, they're gonna
They can
gonna
send one of them back up here because they're gonna have enough players for 3 teams.
You see 17 and 17 and think like, oh, they're just gonna have to cut a bunch of guys they drafted. But dudes just bounce around now, and also half of those guys probably won't be in the league. I mean, it's 7 years. Half of the guys that were picked in the first year won't even be in the league by the time. In the first 3 years, won't even be in the league by the time the last year hits.
Yeah, your second round picks don't make it a whole lot. And if you're a first-round pick, you're going to do your time in Oklahoma City and then go to a real place.
What I will say, you can't obviously count on 17 first-round picks. I love the idea of just getting a ton of second-round picks, though, especially if you're a team that is a good eye for talent and drafts really well. If you're confident you got it like that, get just as many picks in as many spots as you can, and they're all unprotected. That's the other huge thing.
Yeah.
All of them unprotected. So you got to think 17 of them, like 1 or 2 of these teams has to be ass by the time their draft comes up.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
I hope they're all
I hope
awesome.
not too. No, I obviously I'm not hoping for any of this, but I'm just kind of looking at reality. I feel like the Thunder, they might have a dynasty to fuck up again.
Yeah.
And
I want to think about that.
Yeah, so
fuck the Thunder, fuck Howard
anyway,
Schultz, fuck Clay Bennett, fuck Starbucks.
Yeah, fuck Starbucks. Anyway, the most underappreciated trade of the day, probably in my opinion, Nemanja Bjelica to the Heat. That's just another shooter, and he's pretty solid, and just another big body because they traded Kelly Olynyk for Victor Oladipo, who we'll talk about in a sec. But he's a really solid player, and just the Oladipo trade is overshadowing this, and I like him a lot more on the Heat than I do the Kings anyway. So, yeah, most underrated trade today in my opinion. But obviously the big Miami Heat trade, Victor Oladipo to the Heat. So, I mean, this is 3 years ago. This would have been like a huge blockbuster, but obviously he's been injured and hasn't been as great. However, in the Heat culture, which is a real thing, as a lockdown defender alongside Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, I love this. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I got nothing.
Okay, so let me keep going then. At first when I saw this trade, I actually called this yesterday. I was talking about it with a coworker. I said I thought he was going to the Heat, but at first I didn't like it on first gut reaction because you have Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, Kendrick Nunn. So that's 6 guards.
Right.
It's like, who are you going to give the minutes to? And then on second thought...
Sounds like the Houston Rockets from last year.
Except it's the exact opposite.
Ah.
Because the problem with having 6 guards is defense. Jimmy Butler and Victor Oladipo are both locks. So with those two and Bam Adebayo on defense, you have an elite defense no matter who else. You can have Duncan Robinson and Goran Dragic on the court with them, and they're still an elite defense.
Gotcha.
So I love this trade. Heat are back in finals watch for me. I think even maybe last episode I said I didn't expect the Heat to go. I mean, I didn't expect the Heat to go to the finals, or probably even to their conference finals. But now, I can't count them out from.
Put them in the finals.
Really, over the Nets and the Sixers and the Bucks.
The Nets are gonna give up 180 points and lose.
I mean, you have to score 180 points every game. That's the problem.
Yeah. Kyrie, who knows if he's gonna decide to play that day or not.
Yeah.
The other guy's getting hurt all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. I need to also find. Also, some you actually will have an opinion on. Kyle Lowry not getting traded from the Raptors, and I believe it's Masai Ujiri, the GM / president or something of the Raptors, the guy who really was the proponent of the Kawhi Leonard trade. He said the reason they didn't trade him is because they only wanted to send him to a spot that worked for Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
And so they, I feel like I tend to believe him on that, but you have a strong opinion about players that play their whole career on one team. Now, Kyle Lowry's been in the league since 2006. Not a lot of people realize. He's also been on the Grizzlies and the Rockets.
Right.
So, but I mean, pretty much his whole career on the Raptors. It's different when you can't really earn your keep on a team and then find your way on a team and then stay your whole career once you've really made it as a solidified player.
Yeah.
So really you can say Kyle Lowry has stayed his whole career.
It's kind of like Jay Buhner. I mean, Jay Buhner started with the Yankees, but nobody remembers that.
No.
I mean, he made his mark in Seattle, and that's why I'm a fan.
I mean, in my brain he's a lifetime Mariner. But same thing for Kyle Lowry. So what is your opinion on the potential, even the thought of them trading him to kind of look towards the future with Fred VanVleet? We thought Norm Powell, but he got traded. And
that's the thing.
Pascal Siakam.
What are you doing? Are you trading guys or are you keeping guys? If you're rebuilding, then you probably move on from a guy like Lowry. But I'm not trading him for a second round pick. Not worth his. It's worth keeping him more than that. I don't know what the offers were. Sounds to me like they didn't get the offer they wanted.
Yeah, no, I think that's
if someone gave them the number 1 overall pick. Then I don't think the Messiah or whatever the GM's name is. Jesus. You're funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we have now gone off the rails.
Yeah, okay.
We've made fun of Jesus and the Jews.
Jesus. No, you did. Okay. Also, here's a small little thing. Marquise Chris teaming up with our boy, the only good UW basketball player in the NBA. Why am I forgetting the name now?
Murray.
Murray, yeah.
What's his first name?
Yeah, Deontay.
No,
DeJounte. Dude,
and now we made fun of black people.
We're doing
Jesus.
great. My brain is dead right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus.
WOJ
Fest. All right. You know,
we just yell WOJ Fest every time we start to screw up. People won't remember anything
exactly.
else. They'll just remember WOJ Fest.
WOJ Fest.
There we go. What's next?
Okay. Yeah. Why can't I find what Miami sent not a lot. It was like Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley in a second. It wasn't. I think that was the trade.
Okay.
Not a lot at all. So that's really why I love it too. Kelly Olynyk, bro. I mean, he's just there to get shit on by any big that makes it to the finals. Yeah. Think of any contender that. You have even Rudy Gobert would shit on him, and he's, in my opinion, offensively he's not great, and defensively he gets shit on by guys like Embiid and Davis. He gets cooked by good players, but even Gobert, but Giannis, Embiid, fucking Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, LeBron, AD, all these guys on contending teams would shit on him.
His daddy played for the Sonics.
Yeah, that's cool. But
Oh, I have to go back. I gotta skip back one. Back
yeah,
to
yeah,
Marquise
yeah.
Chris
Yes,
and
yeah.
DeJounte Murray. They ruined UW basketball. Here's why.
That's an interesting take.
No, not
Did
really.
Are you saying they started the one and done culture?
They left. They were not expected to be one and done, and they left, and that put Romar in a hole.
Yeah.
Which he tried to climb back out of, and then they hired Coach Hop, and now the program is a disaster.
Do you think?
WOJ FEST.
WOJ FEST. we're slipping into an abyss here. But
I just had to bring those guys up.
WOJ FEST is over. Whatever.
So let's see if they ruin the Spurs.
We didn't miss any big trades. It's
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think with Romar?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
I was slipping anyway, but
I remember you also saying like he should be gone.
yeah. I mean, they won like one game, and but,
Yeah.
But some of that was guys like those two guys leaving.
So what I'm saying,
with no plan.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, do you think he could have rebounded if he was given enough time?
It wouldn't be worse than Hop's doing right now. I don't think it would have been very good.
We would have had Michael Porter Jr. I mean, let's just pretend he doesn't get injured if he comes to UW. What if, I mean, where are we right now if Romar's still here?
Not worse off. Hop came in and won with Romar's players who, they finally aged and became experienced players, and he won with those guys. Now that Hop for some reason, he runs a zone. You need length. He hasn't brought in length.
Yeah.
And it's just
You even said Matisse, like, the defense was hanging on by a thread, and that thread was Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Not those words, but pretty much what you said. And right when he leaves, all of a sudden, just a dog shit basketball team with a bunch of guys that are decent at basketball. Like it's not like it's not like
and they've all like transferred out in the last couple of days.
Yeah. It's not like I mean, it's not a great team, but it's not full of just shitty basketball.
No, I mean
players.
they got guys that were decent rated recruits. They're just not panning out. Whether that's them or the coaches, I don't know.
At some point, it's beyond the kids, and
it can't be. All of them can be bad.
And that makes, I'm not ready to apologize to Jaden McDaniels yet, but if I start hearing he's a great teammate and he starts being a good player, I will definitely, I will take back everything I said. Now that, it seems like the picture might be a little more clear. Like, Mike Hopkins might be just fucking stupid as a head coach. He knows how to get guys riled up and stuff, and that works when you have a team that's winning. Yeah. But when you... maybe he's not a good coach like that. Maybe he's great on the bench at Syracuse where he can just be an emotion guy.
And I know, he took over for a half season at Syracuse and the team went down the tubes. And I didn't blame him for that. But I don't know. The problem is if they fire him, they owe him, I think it's $13 million because UCLA called a couple years ago when UW went to the tournament, and he was one of the hottest coaches in college basketball. Mm-hmm. And so he's not going anywhere because UW doesn't have nobody. Well, most teams don't have $13 million to burn right now because of, they've all lost a lot of money because of, the pandy.
Yeah, the pandy wandy. All right. I guess let's move on to other
I didn't mean
stuff.
To get into that.
No, it's
pit of despair. But...
No. We haven't. I mean, we really have not even addressed UW basketball besides you betting against them until they lost.
And then they kept beating the goddamn spread, but losing.
Yeah.
Make me happy one way or the other.
That's that's so disheartening when you bet against your own team. Yeah. Because you have so little confidence, and then they beat the spread and still lose.
Yeah.
There's no.
At least you win the game.
There's no way to salvage your day. Your day is ruined.
No.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, they're a mess. It's not the most rabid fan base, so they're not storming the castle demanding, that King Hop be dethroned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's sort of like, we're just not very good at basketball, I guess. So that's where it's gonna stay until that changes.
For sure. All right, NFL shit. Everyone that signed a 1-year deal looks like a genius. The NFL is doubling its media revenue. I believe it was 110 bills, right? And now, so that's 10 billion a year. Obviously, that makes it an 11-year deal. And I saw estimates of over 200 million in cap next year.
So it'll be back above. It'll jump back above where it was last year,
or like in a couple years,
and then it's gonna just keep climbing.
It'll go over 200 mil soon, is what
yeah.
Not next year, but
and it's gonna go up pretty rapidly. It looks like.
Yeah. So the guys that signed seemingly large deals don't look as great, particularly right now.
Yeah.
And now, Seahawks. Fuck it, don't even void those last 2 years of Chris Carson's deal. Let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the cap's going to be fine for it.
That's one thing I've wondered about the void, this whole void year, which I don't fully understand. Can the player void it, or can only the team void it?
I feel like only the I don't
know.
Wait, also, is this a new thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's not completely new, but it's being used more this year than ever before.
I just have a feeling, just based on how CBA things have gone, I have a feeling that the NFL would negotiate that for the teams, and I don't know if the players would get. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but yeah, it's a good deal for the team.
That's a very I don't know. That's a very specific thing that I don't know if players will look to negotiate for, because I feel like they're more focused on fixing problems than creating new rules and stuff. So I think that's a team void. But anyway, huge new TV deal. Also, Amazon's getting in on this. They got a bill. I think it was $1 billion for Thursday Night Football, which, it's it's one of those things where it's I like competition, but this also really isn't competition because it's Amazon, and it's just it's Disney and Amazon. Who fucking cares?
Hopefully it's better than ESPN Plus, for God's
dude.
sake.
Dana White, get rid of ESPN Plus. Oh my God, dude. Dude, I might just make a solo podcast ranting about ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to go.
Honestly, sorry. Okay. So
yeah, Amazon. I think Amazon's been wanting to get in on some of this. I was hoping the Pac-12 would jump in and make Amazon. Hey, how much do you want to be a player here? Overpay us. Mm-hmm. That might still happen, but yeah. So they're gonna overpay for Thursday Night Football instead. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I just hope we have Color Rush, because I love Color Rush. It's so cute.
Can't do throwbacks, but we can do Color Rush.
It's so cute.
We can do ketchup versus mustard games. Classic. One of the most classic Thursday Night Football games of all time, ruined by ketchup and mustard.
You just can't fuck up the NFL. Pretty much is what I'm getting. So a lot of people hate Roger Goodell. He ain't going nowhere now after this deal. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I think a monkey could have made this deal. As I've said on this podcast a few times now, the sports in general, but first of all, the NFL has a broader following than the NBA. It appeals to every gender, every age group, where that's not true with some of the other sports. Baseball, you have to be 49 years or older to watch it. You can't even see it. It's not even visible. The NBA is more for younger people, but so sports in general is also fairly DVR proof, because you want to see it live, and you can't. I used to start it an hour late and catch up through the commercials, but now I got to see what did Greg Bell say about that 3-yard run by Carson? I must know now, so I have to follow Twitter while I'm watching the game. So anyway, it's this is going to keep going this way. You're going to see this with sports, because the rest of TV is kind of going down the crapper. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Speaking of TV going down the crapper, back to the UFC ESPN Plus thing.
Yeah.
The deal was struck in 2019, starting April 2019. It's a 7-year deal.
Ugh. Well, hopefully they'll make it better.
Actually, maybe they can just fucking fix it.
I mean,
maybe
ESPN.
They can make it streamable.
Yeah.
Make it how did they not like, oh my God, dude. Like, you pay fucking $80 for a fight, and all you want is to watch the fight you pay $80 for. And you can't. And then you force me to... Dude, you know how frustrating it is to risk getting viruses on my computer to illegally stream a fight when I just fucking paid for it? Do you know how frustrating that is?
Yeah.
And then even when it does work, you have to, like, go back and constantly refresh it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just didn't think a ton of people were going to be watching this shit?
God
damn.
They obviously weren't ready for what was coming. So,
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dana White, come on the podcast and convince me.
It's ridiculous because I think UFC is, it's just so big, and I mean, there's so much potential there.
It could be so much bigger.
But there are probably a lot of people. I'll tell you what, if you weren't as interested in this, like after that first experience, I would have never done it again.
Yeah.
Because I'm not super into it. Like I enjoy it, but I'm just getting to the point where I'm starting to get more into it and knowing the names, and then you do that, and it kind of, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like, okay, well, fuck this, fuck MMA.
Yeah.
Like, okay, never mind. I guess you're not a real sport yet. Let me know when you're a real sport and have a real channel. So no,
they used to have a button on your remote where you could just buy shit.
Yeah.
How is that, bro? That's so much better.
They must not have deals with the cable providers for.
Why can't you log into ESPN Plus on your TV? Why can't you fucking pay for pay-per-view through ESPN Plus on your TV? Why, dude? It is so ridiculous that you have to plug something into your TV to watch it. What are we doing?
I mean, this is like,
what are we doing?
Back to VCRs.
Oh my God! Like, it's so archaic. Like, how did we make technology so archaic in 2020?
That's amazing.
Jesus Christ. And then they haven't fixed it. That's the most ridiculous part. They have done nothing to fix it at all.
Yeah, and no apology. Like, sorry about that.
No,
we'll get it fixed.
Like,
not even
first of all, no
acknowledgement.
refunds for that fight that we just straight up couldn't watch until the title fight or the main event.
Yeah.
And then not even a single acknowledgement. It's such a little fucking, such a little spit in the face of them to just tweet out like highlights of the fights when people can't fucking watch it on their TV. I don't need to do a solo podcast anymore.
I think you just did.
Yeah.
WOJ FEST. Oh wait, no.
No WOJ FEST.
Damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's probably tweeted 18 times since we started this podcast.
Okay, I might do another solo podcast right now about this.
Oh Lord.
So okay, Deshaun Watson, ton of allegations. I don't know. I like we haven't really addressed it a lot on this show because it's you just kind of want to wait for the details to come out and not necessarily details but the facts. So Deshaun Watson, I think it's like up to 11 now, allegations of sexual assault.
I think we're up to 16 now.
Okay, up to 16.
It just keeps like that we need like a meter.
Yeah, like the what is it, the federal debt counter? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
he's rivaling Bill Cosby right now.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. So even if Deshaun Watson settles all the payments and because I believe there's no criminal charges.
Yeah, they're all
civil.
Yeah.
So
civil, yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger precedent shows that he would probably still get suspended. So
it's a long time ago, and that's Roger Goodell. What are we precedent for NFL suspensions?
No, there's no precedent. There's no precedent.
He does whatever the fuck he wants.
There's no precedent, and I don't know.
He's already said he's not playing anyway, and you can't trade him.
Yeah, exactly. So okay. Here are my current thoughts on the situation.
Oh God.
I'm waiting for the facts to come out. I don't, it's one of those things. I'm on notice. It's one of those things where, like, you don't really know if you hope, like, you hope it's false. You hope they're lying, but then that brings a whole other host of issues. Yeah. So I have seen some tweets, and I am not saying I believe this. This is not something I believe. I'm just saying it's interesting, and we have known NFL and NFL owners to do some fuck shit. It is interesting that this is all happening when he's requesting a trade, and it's interesting that the lawyer that's representing all of these women's is very good friends with the owner of the Texans. It's interesting.
That would be
It's
diabolical.
It's interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It's interesting, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say I believe that because I don't. I really don't. Like that would be. That's more wild than any other outcome of like either they're lying or it's true. That would be like that's some conspiratorial shit. So, like, I don't want to spread that as I think that's the truth because I don't necessarily.
The only issue I have with that, and I thought of that, and I was as a joke in my head earlier, like, oh, what if they were?
Yeah.
The only thing I like, that's a pretty big risk to take for one player.
Mm.
So because you want to keep that one player, I mean, if this were true, you know, you're doing time if you get caught.
So that's why I don't think it's true. Is like why really would they?
Yeah.
This is gonna make him stay. Like what?
I mean, would you risk your livelihood?
No, because I mean, there's no
for Russell Wilson?
there's no good there's no good outcome from this.
Yeah, no.
For anyone, like
No.
so that's why I don't necessarily. But you know, the Texans aren't fans of giving themselves good outcomes in the past with trades and signings they've made. They like to punish themselves. So.
I find it very difficult to comment on this, and not because I give a shit what any of you people think, or me getting canceled or any of that sort of stuff. But the whole, you know, rape and sexual misconduct thing is so beyond complicated.
Yeah.
There have been so many women who, you know, have tried to do the right thing and send someone to jail, and the guy ends up getting out for, you know, getting off,
and like their life gets worse,
and their life gets ruined because they're paraded in front of the, you know, the courtroom and called a whore basically, and they, you know, but you know, on the flip side of that, there's also there have been cases where athletes, you know, people are looking for a payday. Now, when we're talking about 16, I find it a little hard to believe.
So that's one, like, I was more like at the higher the number gets, the higher the number gets, the least, like, the less and less and less I think that could even be a possibility. Again, I don't believe that's the truth. I just thought it was an interesting thought, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So yeah, yeah, go ahead.
If I were him, I would settle today if I could.
Just get this out of here.
Because people, it's amazing.
From a PR standpoint, he needs to get this out of here. From a legal standpoint, he should get. I mean, well, really, if it's true, all this is true. Also, you know, details are whatever, but he probably should do time. He should do time if this is true. So at the end of the day, like, if he just settles and pays them, I don't think it's like a satisfying conclusion, but that's what he should do for himself.
He's better off giving them each $1 million today than trying to fight this at all.
Yeah.
He's, and even if he did absolutely nothing, he's in a no-win situation. You know, you take this to court and you have to go talk about what actually did happen. That's going to sound really bad, even if it was consensual.
I mean,
there's like, you cannot win in this.
If you, I hate talking about this one too, but even if you listen to, like Kobe testify in his own case, he's describing it from his end, which is supposed to be like, you know, the not as bad side, and it's still like, ugh, Jesus, Kobe,
still pretty cringy.
God damn, Kobe. Yeah. So. Yeah, like, well,
think about,
it aligns with this.
Think about...
This is a very... Well, no.
Think about Michael Jackson, okay?
Okay.
So, they're you know, he settled some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's not talked about a whole bunch. People kind of joke about it, actually.
Well, then there was the documentary that came out.
I didn't watch that. Because I don't want to.
I didn't either, but the fact, like, there's stuff out there.
Yeah. But, okay, so that's, you know, 30 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... What if he had taken all those? What if he'd gone to court on all those?
I mean, yeah, the paparazzi would have been. I mean, they would have Princess Diana'd him. Actually, no, Princess Diana was killed by the royal family.
Probably.
She was. Fuck the royal family, man. Why do British? Clown of the week, British people. Clown of the week,
WOJ FEST.
WOJ FEST. Clown of the week,
Yeah.
British people, dude.
Oh my god. I don't,
Like, you fucking care about the royal family?
get
They're all
it.
just inbred.
well,
like,
a lot of people here care about that. They're dudes that care that.
dude, if you're an
about it.
American and you care about the royal family, I have no respect for you.
I don't get it.
Like, even caring about the Kardashians is one thing because it's entertainment. Who gives a fuck about the royal family? They're just inbred. Like, they're just inbred and inherited money from dudes that like chop their wife's head off because they like got fat or something.
Oh god.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, with Deshaun Watson, the thing that's interesting is he had already said he wasn't going to play for them, and then this comes out. Now he's untradeable. Like you cannot trade for him. Right now.
Like, what do you offer? Like, what are you supposed to offer for Deshaun Watson right now? There's
no owner is gonna say bring him in now.
No.
How
about this?
God.
You're the Jets. Let's say you're the Jets.
Yeah.
What is the least amount you would have to offer him to take that trade right now? Like a seventh, and that's it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and maybe for the Jets, you should take a swing.
At what point would the public be like, okay,
that's probably what
I can't really. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you said earlier, I don't want it to be true, but I also don't want it to not be true.
I just wish.
There's no good finish.
I wish it didn't happen. I hope it didn't happen, and I wish this didn't happen because it didn't happen.
By the way, if you're a young athlete out there, a young, good-looking, rich athlete out there, you know what I would do? You're starting to see some action with a woman. You get out your iPhone and you like get consent, record consent.
Here's the thing,
have a contract notarized.
This goes for everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's awkward as hell, just just throw it out there. It's gonna be there's an awkward moment. But just throw that out there because you don't want to catch it. You don't even come possibly a little close to it. And especially if you're an athlete, or you feel like you have this career where you're looking to have a career where potentially you could end up getting canceled in the future. Just for your own sake. If not doing it for women, because obviously it's fucked up.
Also, we should say don't rape people.
Don't rape. That's my point.
Yeah.
If you're, hey, if you're not gonna,
you turn to us for legal advice.
If it doesn't motivate you enough to not have a heinous, terrible crime on a woman, motivate it by yourself not getting in trouble. Yeah. Have a selfish reason to not rape. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Just don't.
Any reason to not rape is a good reason.
Yeah. So just. This might get cut.
WOJ FEST.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Puna. Okay, so I guess this is. Hold on. Let me look at the notes. We will transfer over into just pretty much Seahawk talk from this point forward. Do you want to talk about 17-game season? Oh, also PJ Tucker to the Bucks. That happened not on the trade deadline. What I will say about that. It's one of those moves where you're like, damn, that's a really good fit. But at the end of the day, I don't think they can win a championship with Coach Budenholzer. So whatever.
I like PJ Tucker though. I think he gives them some veteran leadership. Love PJ Tucker,
and just he's a good player too. He's a solid guy. But anyway, but they're not winning the championship. They're not winning the conference finals. Book it. All
right.
Okay, so Seahawks talk. 17-game schedule. Do you want to talk about that?
I don't know that they're still talking about that.
I thought that was already just I thought in the CBA they were like 17-game schedule is going to happen.
Yeah, I always have. I mean, I think more is better. I mean, more football is better.
I'm just worried about the players getting hurt.
I worry about the players a little bit. I also this is going to sound dumb, but things like. And I'm sure people talked about this when they went from 12 to 14 and 14 to 16, but just things like, what's 1,000 yards mean? What's NFL records, stuff like that changes.
You know what? With this new TV deal, the NFL should, for this 17th game, not only do you get that extra game check, but they bump it by 10%.
I would like to see them bump it. And the other thing, I would love to see them, if you replaced one real game with and got rid of 2 preseason games, I would be pretty happy about that because those are so dumb.
Yeah. The preseason games definitely got to go.
Necessary. You do not need 4
preseason games. Got to go. Yeah. Yeah. And also, I mean, I would like to see them bump it by more than 10% for that 17th game because they're making $10 billion a year.
Yeah.
But 10% is just kind of more realistic in the NFL scope of things. So that's why I suggested 10. Okay. Seahawk talk. Poona Ford. 2-year deal, close to $14 million with incentives, but that's with incentives. So 4.4 in 2021. And I mean, that's just great. It's a great deal. Great deal. Yeah. I love it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think he had a huge impact on the defense last year. Yeah. Even in the games he didn't put up big numbers, which, he's not a huge one. I mean, he's a nose tackle. He's not necessarily going to have huge numbers, but yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job. PFF backed it up. My eyeballs backed it up.
Just plugging. That's all he was doing. Just plugging.
Made plays in the backfield at times too. So
yeah.
I like. He's one of my I would might buy a jersey. I wish it was more than a 2-year deal. I would have bought the jersey.
Would you like to see him if he gets a sack pull out the Brandon Meebane and Bobby?
Oh yeah. He just retired. Or no. He didn't just retire. He lost his weight. He lost a bunch of weight.
Oh, really? Brandon Meebane?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I was gonna say you retired a minute ago.
He put himself showed it on Twitter.
Oh wow, yeah.
What he looks like now. He looks pretty cut.
I'll check that out.
No more belly rolls for him. Yeah.
All right, moving forward, we have this was recent. Happened about an hour and a half ago, as of this moment, recording the podcast. Jarran Reed is out of here, so. Hopefully we can get a trade-off, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be likely.
It sure sounds like they're just cutting him, and there's a $5 million dead cap hit.
Why?
They're desperate for every penny right now.
But why can't you try to trade him?
I don't know. I think they have to get under the cap, and I think there's some issues there anyway with him. And also, I think they tried to go to him to talk about some cap relief for this year, pushing some money back, and he's like, I want a long-term deal or fuck off, and they said, okay, then fuck off.
Yeah,
I
mean, it's the business, and just judging by how this has gone down, it doesn't seem like a real salty breakup. I just think they both understand. He wants.
It looks like they're looking for a trade. They are still looking for a trade.
Okay, I like.
Find it.
That's the thing. I like that they're at least looking. I just wish this would have been put into motion a little sooner, so they could have really, explored their options, and also maybe try to explore a trade before you announce that you're cutting him. Fucking idiots.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, what are you gonna get for him? I mean,
why would you say you're cutting? Bro, why aren't you shopping him a week? You're shopping Russell fucking Wilson, but you're not thinking about shopping a guy you're gonna cut. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they were. Maybe they could have been too.
Maybe they may have been. I'm guessing they probably were. So yeah, I don't know. Pretty good player. Had a good year this year. Disappointing the year before. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Jay Keeps frequent a frequent guest on the show via Twitter. I like his takes typically. So
you more than me.
Really?
I'm real impressed with him.
Really?
Yeah.
I like his analysis.
Okay.
On Twitter at least. I don't know. I haven't heard him talk.
Kisses Russ's ass too much.
Yeah, I will say about Russ specifically. Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
He's a quarterback. He's gonna,
Yeah.
So he stayed up way too late last night studying Gabe Jackson, and by last night I mean March 17th. But yeah, he says great fit for the offense, good pass protector. Anyway, Gabe Jackson to the Seahawks for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, great
Usually how I judge these is in the replies of the tweet, the other team's fans.
Oh yeah.
That's how I usually judge it, because Seahawks, especially Seahawks Twitter, they're always gonna try to justify the trade.
Oh yeah.
They always
he sucked anyway.
Look at this very specific number. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, they even did it. They were even doing it with the 1st round pick, like Jordan Brooks. I mean, he ended up being a solid guy, but they were doing it. That was objectively a bad pick, and they were already doing it instantly with him. Yeah. Anyway, so Raiders fans well, first of all, they're like, why are we trading our entire offensive line right now? But they love Gabe Jackson, but he has had a couple injuries and he's getting a little older, so it makes a little bit more sense for them. But every single like I did not see one comment from any fan, let alone a Raiders fan, saying like, "Oh, good," like, or "Oh,
Yeah.
they overpaid," like
No.
anything along those lines. So I'm happy that there's more good veteran leadership. A huge upgrade at guard, especially with you, Potty, retiring. Right, he retired. Yeah. So
I thought he retired at halftime of every game.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good. I mean, 5th round pick for a above average guard. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Love it. They needed a guard.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so we also re-signed a couple others. One of those being Chris Carson on perhaps my favorite running back deal I've seen since I've been a fan of football. I think this is the best running back contract a team has signed in football.
Yeah.
Care to argue?
No, I think it's a really good deal. When I first saw 3 years, 24, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But most of that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and also, I mean, I said this. I said this before to you, like, with the cap going up, let that roll on Chris Carson maybe. Even.
Yeah.
If he's still performing,
yeah, Sure.
But the reason we say this is it's voidable, and I think this is the future of running back contracts. I think you're gonna see a lot of Taysom Hill shit, like a lot of 4 years, $140 million, with every single million except for like 5 of them voidable.
Yeah.
So I think this is the future for running backs, and I think it's fair. I think it really is fair because, if Christian McCaffrey signs this historic deal, and if he stays healthy and continues to be an elite running back for the duration of that deal, he should get that deal.
Right.
But if he continues to get injured and really tamper off like a lot of great running backs do, especially someone like him who's touching the ball fucking 80 times a game
Yeah.
on a shitty team too, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Like, I could definitely see him not being worth his contract by the end of it. And in that case, it should probably be voidable. Now, a guy like Christian McCaffrey, he'll probably be able to still argue his way into a deal where nothing's voidable. But my point is, a guy like Chris Carson, where he gets injured a lot and he's that, like, bottom of the first tier, top of the second tier running back, right up there. I love this. I love this.
I'm glad he's back. I think he has the aggressive mentality that you want. My only issue is, it just seems like he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna say if he stays healthy. I mean, they just, they're gonna have to get production from other guys when he's not able to go.
At this point in my brain, I've settled. It's just settled in my brain that you can't expect him to play 16 games.
No.
Or 17 potentially, or hopefully 18 or 19 or 20. So
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Couple other re-signings. Got Benson Mayowa and Posich.
Yeah. The interesting thing. So Mayowa, good job getting him back. He's a serviceable player.
Love that.
Posick. The interesting thing about him is, I believe, I should have pulled up the tweet, but I think the Seahawks talked about, we bring back versatile lineman Posick, and I'm like, versatile? Does that mean he's not going to be the starting center? Because you don't say versatile.
That's true.
Guys you're versatile if you don't start.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If Taysom Hill's a starting quarterback next year, he's not going to be a versatile player
versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah. NBA players coming off the bench are versatile. They're usually not versatile and starting. We don't see them starting at multiple positions.
Right, yeah.
Unless it's a fluke. But, so anyway, I think they're still hoping to do something else at center.
Yeah.
Either a trade or maybe they draft someone. I don't know. But he's...
Seattle
wasn't so in love with Posick last year. Like the fans, oh, look, he's doing really well. He sucked at, tackling guard, but... he's been doing really well. He wasn't very good at center. I don't know what the hell people are talking about.
I mean, I think it's just
blown up. every game.
I think it's just a factor of the line being a lot better and him not sucking really bad. Like I think
he didn't give up a lot of sacks.
So I think that's what it is.
Centers don't give up sacks very much.
That's exactly what it is. The offensive line improved massively last year. Maybe part of the reason was not having him at guard or tackle, but you know, you see him not giving up a shit ton of sacks now, and you see the line having all these great PFF grades and all that shit, and I could see why fans would kind of get blinded by that and think he's like a really good player.
Not
but
very good.
I actually like him as a backup though. Like I think
he's
like,
versatile.
He's versatile. No, but I actually, I mean, I think that's, you know.
Yeah, I think he's fine as a backup.
Serviceable. Yeah, serviceable. I would like to. He'd be a cool guy to like stay in Seattle for hella long as a backup lineman and just stay forever.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
All right. Got Gerald Everett as well. Happened 8 days ago. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, we're late on these, but yeah, 1 year, $6 million contract. I like it. I mean, he tore us up once last year, and with Shane Waldron, it seems like a good fit. So
yeah. And this is actually another one of those 2-year voidable deals that just came out, I think, today.
Okay.
But so that's essentially what it is. But yeah, I was like, why are they doing a 1 year with him? But they are doing the voidable thing with him.
So is it like 3 for 18? Like
it's two for something with 6 guaranteed or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, but essentially it's a one year deal for 6. He'll probably make 7.
Didn't we pay Greg Olsen 7?
We paid Olsen 7. No, it's a great deal. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
I don't.
And don't void this with the salary cap going up. Don't void it unless he's ass. I mean,
if he stays healthy and looks good, go for it. But he's very, he's a 4.6 guy, which is really good for a tight end. Yeah. He'll lead the Seahawks tight ends in catches by a pretty wide margin.
And also, I love this for Will Dissly.
Yeah.
Fucking love this for Will Dissly. Because, I don't know if we've even talked about this on the podcast, but at UW, he wasn't going to shake a guy on a route if he was getting covered. So, if you have a guy like Shane Waldron, if he can get creative with some packages with a couple tight ends, and I think Dissly might be good for 5 or 6 next year.
He's a good player, and he's smart in the zone. He'll find the open spot in a zone. He's not gonna. He's a 4.9 guy, and that was before an Achilles and before an ACL got blown out. But so he's he doesn't have a lot of wiggle. And he's not gonna run away from people, but he's smart and he's got good hands. But yeah, that should be a pretty good combo. And then you've got the youngster out of Stanford who didn't really play last year.
Yeah, he's 6'8" or whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about him.
I was too. Yeah, he doesn't drop passes apparently. So.
We'll see what Parkinson what he can get going. So.
Yep, and then we have this signing that at first confused both of us.
Yeah, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, Kerry Hyder. I don't know how I just didn't know who this was at all.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah, so 3 years, 16.5 with upside to 17.5. I don't know if it's Seahawks Twitter trying to justify it, but I've been seeing and hearing positive things, so I'm just gonna be okay with it and just say we'll see. I have this is a non-take for me. So, I don't know.
A couple. I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Oh, okay, good.
For a couple reasons. One, this is another voidable year thing.
Great.
So he's getting I wish I'd remember the exact number, but we're only giving him $3.5 million a year.
Okay.
For 2 years.
Okay. Yeah. Love it then.
Yeah. So I think it's $7.5 million for 2 years, really. So that's great. Brian Baldinger put out some video and was commenting on it. That's a good watch on Twitter. And again, when you watch a player's highlights, it's a little hard. If you're a high school player and you're putting out your huddle tape, you're not putting in when you got blown up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, but he looked like a guy who played smart, played with a great deal of intensity. he had 8 or 9 sacks in Detroit a few years ago. Then he blew his Achilles out. So that took a couple years. And then last year he led the 49ers. I think it was 8.5 sacks. So he's not going to be a double-digit sack guy, but I think he's a very good football player that can fit in with that rotation. And right now they don't have a guy that's going to blow you away, but they have a bunch of solid players.
It's
and you can do pretty well with that.
What I like about this is not a lot of money, and also it's just a very solid guy amongst a solid group of guys that we had last year. So
also, Dunlap's still out there. Dunlap
Yeah.
is still out there. And they could still bring him back. He plays on the other side for the most part. So that's still a fit to have both those guys.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they can figure that out too.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens there.
All right. Hold up. Okay. So we also have, we also have potentially,
Oh, baby.
Richard Sherman.
Oh, he's coming back.
Could he come back? He's just basically kind of tweeting at Seattle tweets a little. Nothing huge, but I mean, do you want him back? Because it's a very obvious answer to me.
So, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I just don't know how much it makes sense for either side because the Seahawks have no money. So let me put it this way: if he comes back, it's gonna have to it's gonna have to be on a low money deal. And is he willing to do that, or does he go to
That's exactly
else?
why I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
That's because if we get him, it's not going to be on some ridiculous deal. So
I mean, we have a need at corner. I think it's really interesting with him because I loved him. And I'll say that before he left, I felt like his ego was getting a little out of control. Like he had gone from lovable to being just totally a little bit off the rails. Mm-hmm. So but I feel like he's dialed it back again a little bit, and these interactions with Seahawks fans on Twitter shows that he wants to keep this option open.
Yeah.
So will the Seahawks do it? I don't know, but he would be a great mentor to some young corners that the Seahawks have. I think he was one of the top rated. He didn't play a ton last year because of injury, but he was one of the top rated PFF corners last year. So he's still playing it. I think he's got another year of decent play. So yeah, I would like to see it. I just don't know if it makes a ton of sense. And then the only other thing I was thinking about, would the Seahawks talk to Richard Sherman just to say, Russ, we make the decisions around here.
Man.
Because Richard Sherman, I swear, he thinks Russ is whiter than Andy Dalton. Like you know what I mean?
No, I see. I think every black player, like everyone, everyone that spent more than like 4 or 5 years with Russ is just like like they've been spending years being like, okay, come on, can we talk now? And then but it just never works. Like he's like, what? talk about what? What do you want to talk about?
Oh my god.
They're like, yeah, no. But
yeah, I think he would come back and be. I mean, I think he understands where his career is at. I'd hate to see them bring him back and then cut him or something awful like that.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
true.
need a feel good story out of this.
That's a good point. That's a good point because there's the potential for it ending bad, like a second time. I mean, not that it ended like super super terribly the first time, but
yeah.
It could
so,
end
but I'd
really
love.
bad.
I mean, I want. I know a lot of fans don't love him. They didn't like his rant after the NFC Championship game.
Fuck you, man. Whatever.
That didn't bother me. Earl Thomas's middle finger didn't really bother me. Now running a train
in hindsight,
that stuff is not as good.
In hindsight, that was a red flag. But
Yeah.
no, in the moment, that's not. It's like whatever.
care.
Like
People
he
have
got, he
emotions.
felt slighted. He got injured.
Yeah.
He was pissed. Like whatever. He's on his way out.
But
anyway,
Sherman's an emotional player. He is an egomaniac, but a lot of these guys are. But you know what? He's been great in the community. There hasn't been issues. For the most part, the media likes him. He's had a couple issues with the media, but he doesn't. he does a lot of great stuff and
Yeah.
not any bad stuff at all.
No, not like actual. There's no actual bad things. That's the thing. You like if you really take a look, there's no real actual bad things.
I want more than anything to see him be like a studio analyst.
Oh, that would be great.
I don't want him to do games because he's gonna have to kiss. You have to kiss too much ass when you do games.
I want him on an. I want him. I don't know who you pair him with. There's a few guys. I mean, like Warren Sapp.
Oh,
Pair him on an NBA on TNT type of show with like
my God.
with like Chuck,
Yeah.
Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny and Ernie. And then just like Russell Wilson to be the white guy with them.
the token white guy.
Yeah. No. But those guys, and then I don't know, some younger head to get in there. That would be because there's no good NFL pregame show. None of them. They're all bad. They're not good. They're not fun to watch.
I liked the Fox show like 20 years ago, but now they're all like 80 years old.
Dude, they do the same shit, and they're they have Kurt Menefee trying to have like personality in sketches and shit.
Yeah.
It's like why Kurt Menefee was not built for sketches.
And ESPN, they just keep moving so many guys in and out. There's like I think Hasselbeck actually does a really nice job.
NBA on TNT has been around for super long.
Yeah.
And they're still, I mean, no matter how old they get, it's going to be Chuck and Shaq. No matter what, they're going to be they get more like flagrant as they go on.
Yeah.
They just
That's a
say
great
wilder
show.
shit.
I don't even like the NBA that much, and I like watching them.
Yeah, it's great. And there's, I mean, nightly highlights from that. You got Chuck, Portland goes up 1-0 on the Lakers. You got Chuck with the broom out in the studio. and they fucking lose the next 4. Yeah, classic shit. Anyway, I was some with Sherm, Warren Sapp, and then someone else.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that means it's time.
Oh, baby.
Oh! And now I'm going to play it so you guys can hear it. It's playing for you. Howard Schultz Clown of the Week.
Clown of the Week. Yeah,
okay.
baby.
Okay.
WOJ FEST.
WOJ FEST. I have 2 of these tweets pulled up for Clown of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which is first, so whichever one is first is who's going to be going first. Okay.
So.
Oh.
There to his staff.
Oh, stop it.
Oh.
Okay. Explain.
Yeah, so my Clown of the Week is Mark Emmert. He is the worst thing to come out of UW since Ted Bundy. Let me just say that. Ted Bundy ruined many lives, but Mark Emmert is ruining thousands of lives.
Yeah.
No. Just the whole thing with it's just over. I mean, there's so many things. The way the pandemic was. I mean, I could go on. I could do a solo on that topic. But, But the latest one, I think everybody has seen it. The women's weight room at the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. The food too.
Huh?
Do you see the food stuff?
I didn't see the food.
So, TV dinner for the women, just like those like big food trays, big food tray full of like sirloin steaks and like mac and cheese and all this shit for the men, and legit TV dinners for the women.
Yeah, I mean here's the thing: the NCAA doesn't really care about anything other than football and men's basketball. They don't care about women's basketball. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. But you at least like, how stupid are you to not at least make the appearance that you care?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you gotta, I mean, it's just wild, like, yes, men's basketball and football are the money makers, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be about it shouldn't all be about where the money comes from.
No.
It's just the fact that you have a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
And so spread it out.
Yeah.
For a situation like this specifically, like, give them the same food and like...
Yeah.
It's, they said it wasn't a money issue, and they said it was a space issue. Clearly it wasn't, and I
don't care. It's just stupid. Yeah, play the tweet.
Yeah. Let me...
Because he says it very well.
Yeah.
This is Jay Bilas. He's
Is it Billis or Bilas?
Billis.
I think it's Billis.
he does a lot of stuff for college. He was a great college basketball player.
Yeah.
He does a lot of well-respected voice for college
I
basketball.
haven't. Yeah, I've mostly seen him in clips, but I always like what he has to say, pretty much. Or I've seen his tweets too, but yeah.
NCAA President Mark Emmert sent a letter to his staff saying, "I will determine how we found ourselves in this situation." Basically an investigation into what happened with the women's basketball tournament. Well, first of all, you didn't find yourself in that situation. You put yourself in that situation.
Exactly.
And it was because of leadership failure. And the leadership failure is yours. So if you want to crack this case as to what happened and who's responsible, all you need to do is find a mirror and look into it.
Bars.
I just thought he
NCAA
put
President
that
Mark
perfectly.
Bars. And concise, cut the fat.
Yeah. So I just
great.
wanted to play that because, I could not have said that any better.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, and this is beyond, when you see some, like, the guys getting, like, a lot, they get more gear for March Madness. They get, like, they were getting, like, deodorant and body wash and shit while the girls just got, like, a hat and a t-shirt. It's like, that sucks ass. But when it comes to, like, how they're fed and their training, facilities... Yeah. Then that becomes like a real actual issue, not just like socially or however you want to put it, but legally with Title IX. Like could there not be sanctions about this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you could be found in violation of I'm sure they're at least getting talked to about that, if nothing else. I believe it was an oversight. I don't think they intentionally did this.
Yeah.
I think, one side wasn't watching what the other was doing, but it doesn't matter. It's still unacceptable. Mm-hmm. So, it's just, the NCAA just keeps screwing everything up. I mean, they just keep making so many bad decisions. I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of changes over the next 10 to 20 years.
Hopefully. I mean, there has to be, or else they're going to die. Yeah. They will die if they don't.
Yeah, because it's looking more and more like a joke.
The Pac-12 is going to split off and just become like they're going to just get rid of the amateurism bullshit, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not amateur sports when you're making money for someone. That's the definition of professional, is making money for it. And someone's making money off those kids, so there's no amateurism about it. And they're just going to split off and pay the fucking players, and it's just going to be like a minor leagues for the NFL. And honestly, fine. Cool. Let's just have a minor leagues for football and then have like actual college football.
Right.
Fuck it. Let's have the Power 5 just be the minor leagues for the NFL.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. Okay. My clown of the week. So what makes this bad, like really bad, is like people think that refs hold like grudges.
Yeah,
or
that's the thing.
People really think that, and there's no. I mean, it's really, really difficult to prove that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear something like this, it really fucks up the idea, like your idea of every single ref you watch, especially in hockey.
Yeah. After this.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a fucking penalty against Nashville early in the...
That is a ref, and you heard the audio dudes.
But I wanted to get a fucking penalty.
You heard the audio dudes just fade him out way too late. And
crap.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he got fired.
He did get fired.
I think he got fired, which is good. Clown of the week. I mean, I should have got his name. I forgot, though.
Integrity of the game is the most important, blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing they always say.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they didn't drop the name of the dude in this, but yeah, he obviously, had some sort of beef against Nashville. I saw people in the replies saying, like, hockey refs do this to establish, like, rules they want to set. But then I also saw people with more likes replying to them and saying, like, no, the problem with this is that, like, that's the problem. Like, you can't, like, you call the rules how you call the rules.
Call the rules.
You don't call rules to set a precedent for a team.
No.
You call if there's a foul, you call it. If there's not, you don't.
It's a foul. It's a foul.
Yeah.
And man, if you're gonna do that, don't say it out loud.
Bro, you're on a mic. Like, dude, I just don't think anyone that plays or is involved with hockey knows anything about technology. They don't even realize, like, they just think the mic is just like going. to the other refs or
How
something.
come all this hot mic stuff is coming up all of a sudden? Like, I
How-
don't remember this ever happening before.
Well,
and that's
no,
a deep
because
drive into.
yeah, and that's a deep drive into left field for Castellanos. It'll be a 2-0 ball game, something like that. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be putting on this headset again, and I don't know if it will be for my bosses at Fox. But that's just, I almost know that word for word because it's so legendary. That's my favorite call of all time. It's better than the double.
Yeah.
That's the best call of all time. Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah. So especially with broadcasters, but I can understand a little bit more with a ref because you have a hot mic,
Yeah.
but how do you know? I mean, is there any indication of when you're actually hot? Because that's kind of
Probably
fucked
not.
up.
I can get that. I get that, and we've seen. We've been to UW football games where the ref blows the fucking
Oh
whistle
my
at his
god,
mics on.
that's the worst.
I mean, those are Pac-12 refs. So,
Yeah,
take that for what you want. But
They got 47.
refs. We've heard refs say stuff that they didn't mean to, or
Mm.
they're talking and they think their mic's on, but it's not.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying, it's not just that his mic was on. Like, why would you say that outside, like, with your outside voice?
Yeah, I don't know who he was saying. I don't even know who you would have said that to like who are you confiding in with that? Who you're like, I wanted to call a penalty, but I couldn't. Who? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, clowns, both the both of them. So yeah, let's move on to our player or our lock. Which one do you want to go with?
Let's go with lock.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
My lock is I'm going to go with Florida State over Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan's a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Florida State has been an interesting team. I have them in my bracket winning the next game. I felt like they were a team that could go out in the first or second round or go to the Final Four.
Right, yeah.
But they're looking more like Final Four is their destiny. Their density. So I'm going to go with that as my lock.
All right. My lock is going to be, when I pull this up, it's Houston covering their spread of, I believe, 6.5 against Syracuse. I think that's the whole deal.
All right.
Anyway, my rationale, yes, 6.5 against Syracuse as of this moment. Take them because, twofold. One, Houston tends to blow out teams. They just have teams that are worse than them, they tend to just shit on.
Yep.
Two, my brain will not let me believe that Buddy Boeheim is a good basketball player. My brain won't let it happen. No matter, I will never believe that he's good at basketball.
It seems like somebody should be able to guard him and just not let him take threes.
My brain will not let me believe that he is good.
Yeah.
It's just he'll always be a coach's son
Yeah.
and a white guy. It's like that's what he is. Like I can't. There's nothing that'll make me think he's a good basketball player,
Just
no matter how good he is.
That's one of my rules. Don't let the white guy shoot a
He
three.
could be the definitive GOAT. I could even say he's the GOAT and still say he's not a good basketball player. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my lock. Take Houston on the spread, and you had Florida State over
Michigan.
Florida State over Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Player of the week. Do you want to snake draft it?
Yo, do it.
Okay. So give me Lucas Williamson of the Loyola Chicago Ramblers.
Wow.
I'm going with.
Did you have to look up that they were the Ramblers? Or did you
I'm
know that before?
I'm looking at his player profile because I didn't know it was L. Williamson. I didn't know his first name.
Okay.
So
all right.
So I'm
nice.
looking at, and it says Loyola Chicago Ramblers
So
right
Lou
here.
Will. Okay.
Lou Will, yeah, Lou
Does
Will.
he like chicken wings?
Lou Will. You got the lemon pepper Lou, yeah. So, okay. The reason why is he's the second leading scorer on their team playing against Oregon State, and also they shouldn't be an 8 seed. It doesn't seem like.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and eye test wise, they look like a really good team.
They actually look like a good team,
Yeah.
Despite being pretty white. Their top leading scorer looks like an undercover cop, but
he definitely does.
But yeah, Oregon State obviously, they've been so hot.
yeah.
But I think Loyola is going to beat them, and Sweet 16. Here comes the senior guards, Lucas Williamson, second leading scorer, senior guard. So I don't know if he's going to go out there and score 20, but he's going to have a big impact. Just Just look for him.
Love those senior guards.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay.
However,
yeah,
I'm going not with a senior guard. I'm going with a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm going with USC Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley.
He is going to feast on those stupid little duckies and knock their asses back to the pond where they frickin' belong.
I like it.
Not only that,
Yeah.
his brother Isaiah. They're not twins, but the Ducks are going to feel like they're getting the twins on them.
Oh jeez.
That didn't go quite like I wanted it
Nah,
to.
it didn't. Yeah.
But they're big dudes. The Duckies don't have any real great big dudes.
Yeah.
They're gonna overpower them. Duckies, who, by the way, got a fucking gift.
Yeah,
by not
oh,
having
yeah.
to play in the first round. They got a gift by not having to play USC at the end of the season, so they could win the Pac-12 regular season championship.
Yep.
They got a gift when UW football got COVID.
Yep.
And they got a free pass to the Pac-12 championship game. The presents are ending this weekend, you motherfuckers.
All right. I like it. I like it. For some reason, the first player I think of when I hear Oregon is still Peyton Pritchard. That fuck.
Oh, that little bastard.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he's like very fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also like
if he-
having a great year with the Celtics.
No,
So
if he had been a Husky, he'd probably be one of my favorite players of all
course,
time.
yeah.
But I hate that little.
I hate him, and I will say though, he decided to shit on us when it's like it wasn't like there was a lot of hope for a lot anyway.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
okay, I think is that all we got then? Is there anything else?
I think that's all we got.
All right, solid episode. So yeah, thank you if you made it this far. You're nuts. Thank you.
WOJ FEST.
Yeah, WOJ FEST. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all YouTube bullshit. And Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, Aaron Coe 29. Check out his book on Amazon and Lulu.com. It's called High Points. And that's about it, I think,
That's
right?
it.
All right. Well, peace out, y'all. See ya.
See ya.